Hey guys, Jeremy here with Simple Little Life. This here is our family wagon. I call it the Silver Bullet. Of course, it has nothing to do with the way that I drive it. I drive safe, come on. But you know, the tires on this van, I don't know what it is about these tires, but I pick up more nails and more screws than all the vehicles I've ever owned in my life. I'm not joking. Once a month, maybe every other month if I'm lucky, I'm losing air and I've got something stuck in my tires. Today, I'm going to show you the tools that I use to get that something out and fix the hole. So obviously the first thing we'll need to do is take the tire off. Now I'm doing this outside. I do not recommend using this type of a jack on gravel. It doesn't work very well. I've got some wood projects in the garage taking up all this space, so I had to do it outside. Now I was hoping my little tiny impact screwdriver gun would knock these lug nuts loose, but they didn't, so I ended up having to go in and grab my my snap-on half-inch impact wrench and do the job properly. The right tool for the job. Weird how that makes a difference.
So here is the nail. We've got a nail stuck in there. And this one's gonna be a tough one to get out, it looks like. You can see there's not an awful lot to grab onto. There we go. Well, that'll definitely do it. Now, what we're gonna do is take the rasp, and we're actually gonna make this hole bigger and rougher. This part feels a little weird the first time you do it. Oh, doesn't feel proper. So now that we've got that done, we've taken the rasp, roughed it up a little bit. We're gonna take one of these little plugs. And these things are cheap. I mean, these whole kits, I think you get them for like $5 or $10. I don't know what it is, but we get so many nails here. And it's kind of frustrating. So what you do is take these things like this, put them in there like that, thread them through. Sometimes it helps to have pliers. Now what we're gonna do is take this and stick it into the hole, and then we're gonna push it through about halfway. And once it's about halfway, so say we push it through something like that, we're gonna give it a real hard yank. And then that will leave this plug in there. And then in this tool, there's a little slot right there. See how it's slotted there? So that will actually release the plug and leave it in the hole. So, if I can get this on camera, let's see if we move it more like this. Okay, stick this in. Oh, okay, so you have about that much sticking out. Boom, like that. Now we've got a plug in our hole. Now obviously we've got this sticking up. What we're gonna do is just take a razor blade and trim that down. I just like to get a real nice long, sharp razor knife. And then you're just trying to cut it flush. And obviously, as soon as you drive, if there's any little excess sticking up, it'll just kind of wear itself down. And then, just like that, we have patched a hole in our tire.
So that's a really quick fix, and it works quite well. I'll just fill the tire up to 325 kPa. Not sure what that is in PSI off the top of my head, but it's whatever the recommended air pressure is for this tire. And then we'll reinstall the tire, and I'm going to torque the nuts on this too. A lot of people don't torque their lug nuts. I think it's important to do so. Installing them and torquing them using the crisscross pattern. You know, anytime you're putting anything mechanical that has more than one fastener, acting on a single plane, it's always a good idea to cross, so go across whenever you can. So definitely do that. And I'm going to retorque those in 100 kilometers. Big thing, my wife and children are in this vehicle, and I want to make sure it's done right. So with that repair done, let's just take a real quick look at these tools. Like I said, this is a really, really cheap set. This is the Rasp. It's got a really nice T-handle. Obviously, they all look a little different. Very generic brands. And the Rasp, what it does is it just roughs up that hole so that that sticky plug you put in there has something to kind of bite to. And then this is the plug installation tool. You can even see by all the little rubber gum on there that I've used this a lot. And, it's amazing. I think you can even find these at the big truck stops, these kits. I kind of thought they were a bit hokey at first, and a gentleman I'd worked with was like, no, man, I use those all the time. And you can just see how sticky and gummy. They're actually difficult to get out of the package. And I'm assuming it's probably just because of the fact that we just built a house. Our neighbors down the road have just built a house, so there's a lot of construction going on in our area. And that's probably why we're so good at picking up these nails for other people, putting them into our vehicles instead. But we've got a little kit like this, super easy. You can also buy these plugs separately without the tools, and I've actually done that. I've gone through a set of 5 plugs. I think 5 or 10 come in a kit, but there you go. Real quick, simple little tools, handy to have. You can keep these in your vehicle if you're road tripping, and you can make repairs on the side of the road. I've got a little compressor in my vehicles, and so it's really handy. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this edition of Tool Time Tuesday. Cheers.